episode, and by the way, I started recording because it's not gonna
Oh,
have
good,
this
good,
stuff.
good.
Um, which episode did you realize I don't edit?
Oh, early on. I mean, if not the first one.
What's up, everybody? Bad Gamer popping back in. How's it going? How you doing? How you mama? How you daddy? How them kids? How them wives? How them hubbies? How them partners? How them fur babies? How is it that I started playing Guild Wars 2 ages ago because our friend Ryan Nyarthropic said, "Hey, I want you to try this game. It's free up to the first 80 levels. Give it a try. The full story is free. Just go check it out." And I got lost. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to check out a streamer, maybe. And 3 years later, ElTrio1 and I have become pretty good friends. Like, enough that
Wait, we're friends?
Oh, man.
No,
Well,
we are.
thanks for hanging out, everybody.
That was it. It's over.
No, I think it's wonderful. You guys, I would bring it to the podcast mic to the stage. ElTrio1, how you doing, lady?
I'm doing pretty good. And in fact, you mentioned fur babies, and I got a cat in my lap that who knows if he'll behave or not, but doing pretty good though.
He is like, we see him on stream, but what I get to
Yep.
do right now, guys, is because Trio's usually small on the screen, and so I see a tail come through or I see a kitty come through. But now that it's just you and I talking in this Discord video chat,
Yep.
I see how muscular that cat is.
He's a big boy.
He a big boy.
He's like, stop talking about my size.
He's a good boy too.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
So tell everybody about ElTrio. First off, tell us about how you got. Just talk to us. Tell us about you. Tell us about you.
Well, I would assume, like a lot of people, one of the first questions that come up is, why ElTrio1? Very confusing. Also, people are like, why not Latria or something?
Yeah.
So I moved in, oh, good night. This would be like 25 years ago now. Moved completely new state, brand new school. I was in third grade. And, there we go, dating myself too. And I had
hear
no friends.
any years.
Yeah, no years. No, yeah. Yeah. Didn't say any of those. So moved schools, had no friends, brand new student. And so trying to make friends at school. And I wound up meeting two other girls who, one had lived there like her whole life, and the other one had also just moved in. And so we became friends, pretty good friends, I'd say. We called each other best friends. And then, friends have ups and downs, but for the most part, like, we stayed pretty much consistent friends.
Yeah.
Junior high comes around, and like, we, as we now refer to ourselves, me, ElTrio1 and ElTrio2, we're both an art club together. And we were making these tiles to go on the like wall behind the sink in the art room. And we were like, we need to immortalize our friendship. How are we going to do that? We need something to like call ourselves. And being in junior high, we'd taken like maybe 6 weeks of Spanish, maybe, like very intro Spanish class, knew very little. We were like contemplating names, and then came up with ElTrio. And then it was like, well, what about like each of us? And so because the two of us were the ones there, we got first dibs. So I got ElTrio1, she got ElTrio2, and then the other friend, we just, tossed it on her, and she's ElTrio3.
Okay.
She had no choice.
By the way, you are ElTrio3, but I want to be nope.
No. It's already been decided. You weren't there. Should have been there.
So this goes back to junior high. So 10 years ago.
Yeah, just 10. Yeah, totally. More like, I think, I'm not positive, but I think the first account I made, like anywhere, like YouTube, like 2006 or whatever, ElTrio1.
Oh
Like
wow.
my
Wow.
yeah, that long ago. So like early days of YouTube, I was already like online as ElTrio1, which is both good and bad because that means long history there.
You can be found.
Hey, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Please be kind.
So we met through Guild Wars 2. We had both played Guild Wars 1. Um and I found you and I popped in and I just started asking questions. Like I thought I was going to just be the annoying new kid on the block and
Well, we wouldn't tell you that. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, you are Lem, but you are, but uh, and I found that you and not just you, but your community just embraced me as that person, right? Because when I hadn't really played any Guild Wars or any MMO for a long time.
Mm.
I was first person shooter slash action adventure person until Ryan said, "Hey, try this game. Oh, you like it? Here's the first two expansions." And I knew I was stuck in for a while. And
Yep.
I say stuck, but willingly. Uh, and I came in, and you and Hippie and just a bunch of people just said, "Nah, come on in, hang out." By the way, if you ever in the stream, you guys know El Trio, but you might not know Foo 11 or 11 Foo. Sorry, 11 Foo.
Yeah, 11 foo.
Um, and that is Trio's sister. Uh, that what's what made you be that way? Because that's not always the case. Now, Guild Wars, I found that it was a lot of the time, but there's also not. What was it for you that said, "Yep, we're going to help this dork"?
Well, I mean, it wasn't because you were a dork. That wasn't a factor per se. Um, I mean, I suppose it probably goes back to just who I am, and as I've grown up, like I always felt like the odd one out in social situations. Like I'm more of a wallflower than the go get 'em. Like let me go talk to everybody.
Yeah.
I'm more like, oh hi guys, I'll just be over here, and just off to the side, minding my own business. But like even in school, that kind of led to me being like becoming friends with people from like all walks of life to some extent.
Mm,
Like, I didn't really feel like I was in a particular clique. Like I had friends that were like in the popular crowd. I had friends who were in the nerdy crowd. Like I had friends who played sports. I had friends who were in band or in theater. Like I just had friends from like each group and like we hung out, but like, they just kind of came and went like as they felt like it, and
yeah.
that was fine. So like even in school, that was kind of the case. Um, and then like I mentioned early days of YouTube, so I watched YouTube probably too much in like high school and all. And I was like going into college then and watching all of these like the sort of the early days of the vloggers.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people who were popular then. And I was seeing like these vloggers who were having these communities sort of wind up around them. Like just people who had similar interests and things that they were looking for. And so I was like, oh, I want that too. Like that would be cool. Like, because again, I'm not the person who's like going out and finding people, but people come find me and they're like, oh, hey, yeah, we like her. We get along with her, let's hang out. Like, that's cool. Like, I'm not having to go find them. They found me and they're sticking around because they like me.
Yeah.
So I tried doing YouTube for a while. I started out, I was trying to do vlogging because that's what I knew.
Yeah.
But I've always played games. And so when I wound up playing Guild Wars, I like found a YouTuber on YouTube. On YouTuber on YouTube. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, a Guild Wars player on YouTube. Woo, brain. And so I'd like, subscribe to her or whatever, was watching her. One day, one of her videos was like, you know, live now on Twitch. And I'm like, what is this? Click. wound up on Twitch. And I was like, oh, man, look, there's like people actually interacting in like live time.
Yeah.
I'm not having to worry about someone stumbling across my YouTube video. Is anybody going to comment? Is anybody even watching? Like, you actually have people interacting with you in live time. And I'm like, well, this is what I want. This is what I wanted
Yeah.
this whole time.
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't know this was here. So for a while, I was just like hanging out with, people I found on Twitch. And then one day I'm like, I'm already like, I had already kind of branched from doing vlogging into also like recording, playing games.
Yeah.
One of which was Guild Wars, and recording those and putting them on YouTube. And one day I was like, why don't I just try this Twitch thing and see what happens there? So it's just kind of been a fluid thing where
Yeah.
it's just like my whole life's kind of continued that way, where it's just I've always been wanting that kind of community, but I'm awkward and, socially shy and and
Let's go,
all,
awkward
so
people.
woo, awkward. So yeah, it led into that with streaming, and I am a Christian. My dad is a preacher. So when I started doing all that stuff, that was also a part of like, I want to be welcoming, friendly, loving to everybody who comes by.
Yeah.
But also I do have some expectations out of others of them to respect me as well. So,
Absolutely.
ask people to keep things clean and stuff. And,
Well, that sounds familiar.
I mean, some people try and push their luck and
Yeah.
see like, how far can I take things? But for the most part, like, everybody that's come by has been pretty understanding and go with the flow. And so, it's worked out pretty well for me so far. And so, like, I'm also the kind of person who, even if you said something to me, like, I'm gonna be like, hey, that came across this way, and like, is that because that's not okay?
Right.
If
that's what you meant, it's not okay.
Yeah, you want to rethink that. So I try and give people also the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
I give them a chance, because I've had people come in and say some pretty nasty things to me, and sometimes they're just out trying to get people riled up,
Yeah.
trying to get something out of them, and I'm not gonna give that to you. If that's what you're looking for. No.
What I love about you and your stream is you are so even keel. Even when you say you're spazzing out or getting comparatively, when I look at me spazzing out, your spazzing out is my baseline.
Lim's like, I'm always at level 9, and then when I really ramp it up, I go beyond.
Yeah.
I'm like a 4.
At the highest, but still energetic, still engaging in all that you're doing on your channel. Now Guild Wars is your base. It's where
Yep.
I know at least how I found you. And you actually have a pretty decently sized guild. For those that might not know Guild Wars, first off, can you explain the concept of Guild Wars for those that are like, I just clicked on this podcast randomly and I don't know what you guys are talking about?
Well, for the record, the name is a little confusing. So, you mentioned Guild Wars 1 earlier. So, I knew of Guild Wars 1 when it was like the live game that prior to 2 coming out.
Yes.
Guild Wars 1 is actually still live. But I didn't actually have the opportunity to play it until after I started Guild Wars 2. So, but my Guild Wars 1 knowledge is much smaller than my Guild Wars 2 knowledge.
Okay.
But my understanding has always been is that there was a war of guilds, hence the name, but that like the play that comes in Guild Wars 1 is technically after the warring of the guilds.
Yes.
There's so much lore to Guild Wars that it's crazy. There's even like novels that have been written as well. I haven't actually gotten around to reading them, but I've got like 3 of the 3 that have been written. I've got them.
Oh wow.
So like even outside of the games, there's more lore. So it's just crazy. But anyways, so it's essentially just the history of this world, like that the Guild Wars had led up to that. They do have opportunities where you can fight big wars, but that's not really the basis of the game.
It-
You're following a story, the things that are going on in the world. I mean, like a lot of games and stories, like there's a big bad, and you're going to save the world, trying to do your part, you know.
yeah,
And so it's kind of not fantasy like elves, but it's still like a fantasy sort of setting.
right.
Um,
I always say that
so
the salads are the elves.
they are kind of, yeah. The
Yeah,
Sylvari do get called
Sylvari.
salads a lot.
Yeah. I can say it because I'm a Sylvari.
Yep. Lim's like Sylvari, Maine. I can say salad. But yeah, so in the game as well, like Guild Wars 1 is definitely the older style MMO. It's click to move. It's
Yes.
Nowadays, if you're not nostalgic for that, it might feel a little clunky.
Yeah.
But Guild Wars 2 is more borderline action. And so like it it doesn't have to be fast paced, but it can be fast paced.
Right.
Like, or faster paced. It's not a first person shooter kind of thing,
No.
but still, like, you've got a reasonable number of skills, I would say. You don't have a crazy number of skills, but it's not too simplified, where you have lots of options of things to do, many ways you can play the game.
Wait. 10 skills is a reasonable number of skills?
Well, see, it could be 10, but sometimes it's 12 or 15 or depends upon which
That's
profession
reasonable?
you're playing as. Okay, have you looked at Final Fantasy?
I glanced in its general direction once.
Yeah, you can have like multiple skill bars. I think one skill bar is 10, but I think you can have at least 3 like full skill bars.
What?
Yeah, it's nuts.
Oh, I am so glad
you
I
can
did
have,
not
like,
start
your
into that as deep as I. Oh my goodness! Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's crazy. The first time I saw my brother-in-law playing Final Fantasy 14, I was like, why are there so many things to hit? Like, I'm like, this is bizarre. And like that one, it's so much more complicated in the sense that like some of the skills are like combos. So it's like you have to click this one and then you have to click that one. And like
Wow.
just yeah.
Wow.
It's I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not
It's not for
me
you.
normally.
Yeah, it's definitely not for me.
I have played, but I much prefer. I mean, I can get into a whole rant over why I think Guild Wars is great.
We
but
have
we can
time.
save that for the moment. He says that, but we might run out of time.
Okay.
But yeah, so Guild Wars though is a great MMO.
All right. So let's talk about Guild Wars 2. You can play it solo, which is what I did for the longest time. And but you can play it as a group. And as the name implies, there are guilds, and you have a guild, right?
I do.
Tell us about the guild, and why did you start a guild?
I mean, one, Guild Wars makes it really easy to have your own guild. A lot of games, when they have like a guild sort of system, whether they call it guilds or something else, usually it's this is your group and that's your only group. And you're either in that group or you have to leave that one to join a different one. Like you're stuck. With Guild Wars, originally they gave you 5 slots, and I don't remember exactly how long ago it was, but in the last year and a half, they've added like a 6th guild slot.
Oh wow.
And so you can have 6 guilds that you could be a part of. So it's very easy to have multiple guilds. It's not like oh well, I made my own guild and people can only be part of my guild. They can't be part of anything else. Like they can have 6 guilds. So they can be in my guild, but if Lim wanted to start a guild, he could have a guild and be in his and mine and somebody else's and somebody, like, you have lots of options.
Squirrel Squad, let's go.
So, if that name's not taken, then there we go.
Is now.
I'm starting one.
It is now.
But yeah, so Guild Wars makes it really easy though to be in multiple guilds. It's not like I don't feel like it's as special to be like, oh, I run a guild, and like, I'm not saying it's not special, but like it's not as special as some games, I feel like. So like I started streaming technically, when I was originally playing Guild Wars, we had a group of friends from college, and we had our guild that was just like our people that we knew personally. Um, Unfortunately, most of those people haven't picked up the game in years. But that's the way life goes
Yep,
sometimes.
sure
I'm
does.
technically still in that guild. But I started streaming and I was like, I want a guild of my own. And so it's hard when you're trying to pick a name for something like that as well. But
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm going to come up with a name. Like I'm going to come up with like the different levels, because you can like specify the name of like each level in the guild as
Oh,
well.
wow.
Like the different ranks. So I put some thought into it and came up with at least a loose idea and ran with it. So
What's the name of the guild?
the guild is Artisans Extraordinaire.
Okay, and why?
Well, remember how I mentioned art club back when I was talking about the origin of El Trio?
Yeah.
Art has been a big part of my life. I went to college for art as well. I have my degree in two-dimensional studio art. So art just kind of has been with me, at least in some aspect or another, throughout my whole life. So when I was trying to think of something related to me, I was like, let's do art. So
Okay, so hold on. Two-dimensional studio art.
yep, that's a fancy way of saying I didn't pick something specific.
Oh,
Like,
okay. All right.
I'm pretty sure they weren't necessarily happy that I didn't pick anything, but like I think I kind of slipped through the cracks, and then after that they started kind of forcing people to like pick a more narrowed choice, like pick graphic design or photography or painting or whatever. And I'm like, but why pick one when I can do it all? So I went in thinking I was doing graphic design, and then went scratch that. And so then I just took like all the two-dimensional classes plus like the basic 3D class and ceramics,
Oh,
because
wow.
I've always liked pottery. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I
fantastic.
that means I did the photography, painting, illustration, all of that,
So
like
everything I'm picking up now, you've already done.
graphic design. Yeah. Old news, Lynn.
Oh, that's great. All right.
So yeah, that's where art came from to some extent.
Okay. All right. So when we get together and play this game, which when I say when we get together, I mean last year when we got together to
Yeah,
play this.
Lynn hasn't played in a while.
There are a couple of folks that are part of the Disney Dreamlight Valley community that have an interest in playing some Guild Wars 2, and they may be
Let's get him
they
in.
may be dragging me back.
Yes.
uh,
Because apparently I wasn't enough to bring him back.
well, here's the deal. Here's the deal.
He's a cozy streamer now. That's what the deal is.
I am a cozy streamer, and most of the time when I play when I get my video game time in, it's when I'm streaming. So
I get that.
but I do realize the importance of being part of a very supportive community and a varied community. Like you said with your friends, and those of you who have listened to these episodes before, you may remember the talk with SB Roz, who said something very similar about our group we used to hang out with at Trios, and we were from all over. Like everybody was from all over, and I recently came to the realization of what I bring to the DDV Disney Dreamlight Valley community. I had this existential crisis for 2 days.
Phew, good thing it was only 2
It
days.
was 2 days. Like, who am I in DDV in the community? And I realized I am Lem.
Yes, I'm glad you realized that.
I am not all these other amazing streamers that do all of this in-depth review of dream snaps, or this is how you build, or this is how you come up with great outfits or design or anything like that. No, I'm Lem. I'm here as a goofball just trying to do a thing. And I want to bring people along the ride for the ride there. And sometimes that ride means I need to find people to take the next shift on the drive, and I just need to sit there and relax and just be a part of whatever they're doing, and which is what I felt like I was doing when we were playing Guild Wars.
Yeah.
You were driving, and I would have to. I would just be there along for the ride. Get lost on the way many times.
Because despite talking about the discipleship one time, Lim does not know how to follow.
It's so hard in this game when you guys have all the mounts that can go everywhere so fast, and I'm on foot fighting a Hydra by myself.
He says this, making it sound convincing. I don't think that was always the case when he was getting lost.
Not always.
I won't rule out. I was gonna say I won't rule out maybe sometimes, but
Yeah, I mean, but the point is to stop and be part of that community. So when you do these times of hanging out with friends, how do you determine? All right, guys, this is what we want to do. This is how we're gonna do what we're gonna do.
that's a terrible question. I oftentimes don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, it's easy sometimes if there's like a festival that's out,
Yeah.
you know, like, okay, let's go do this thing that's only out for this, amount of time. Like Lim's favorite, Super Adventure Box. Hold it in, hold it in. But the game has a lot of like seasonal events that they bring in that have limited time activities and achievements tied to it and things like that. So, when something like that is going on, that's easy. Outside of that, it's either a like I'm seeking like what I can help others with, like if there's story they need help with or achievements they need help with, or if they like there was I need to get back to it probably. There's been time where we've just been like, okay, let's go map completion. Like
I
we just go
love
together,
map
just go
completion.
roam the map. Yeah. So, and those times are fairly chill, it's a lot easier with mounts nowadays,
Yeah.
but yeah, so it just kind of depends upon what people need and who's up for joining. Cause that's the other problem is like, some days it's like, oh, everybody's available. Like one day we nearly had, I think we had like 7 people online or something that like we could go do a raid, which in Guild Wars is usually a 10-man content. So we didn't have a full group, but it was like, we have so many people online. Why don't we just go hit the boss and see what happens?
Yeah.
And considering we didn't have enough people, we actually did pretty well for trying to underman it. And with a bunch of noobs, like a bunch of them hadn't done that before.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we wind up where we have a lot of people online. And then some days it's like, nobody able to join? Oh, everybody's busy. All right. I guess it's just me. Okay. What do I need to work on then, I guess?
Lem, why are you still in the office at 9 o'clock? Go home and get on Guild Wars.
Hurry up. I've been waiting. Yeah. So it just kind of depends. But I do tend to prioritize like what can I help others with, because I also had someone in Guild Wars who I actually met through Twitch, found my streams early on. And so like he was kind of in some ways my mentor to Guild Wars of like, hey, I'm gonna go work on this achievement. You want to go do this with me? Or like, hey, there's an achievement that's like being transformed and like doing like a costume brawl. And he was like, I need to hit you like this many 100 times or whatever. Like, can you just like transform and hang out with me? And so we're just like trading blows back and forth. It's just like smack, and waiting for it to like cool down so we can smack again. Like, just silly things like that. So
Oh,
So I guess I kind of just adopted that as well of like, okay, other people may need help with an achievement. So if I can help them, like I want to try and help them.
yeah, that's
So
awesome. Now, recently, I've seen that you've been doing some Switch 2 games. Like it's
indeed.
not been Guild Wars. But yet when I pop in, there's still that, and these are single player games. There's still
Hmm.
that community feel. And I know that we have some folks that are that might be just starting out on streaming on Twitch or on YouTube or anything like that. We have folks that listen that are veterans. We have some folks that are like, I think I want to, but I'm not sure. How do you turn that single player and still get the same vibe for a community? Because people that find you, like me personally, I found you in a big community game,
Yeah.
and yet you still are able to foster that same feeling. How does that work? How do you do that?
I mean, it probably goes back to some of the things we talked about earlier. But as another point, always be yourself. I mean, I suppose you could approach streaming as being a character and that it is technically viable. I can think of one streamer at least that I know that does play as a character on stream. But it really comes down to what you're looking for. So again, I was like seeking a community to create a community in the first place. So and again, being my awkward self, wanting people to come to me and hang out because they like me, not just because like you could do giveaways or something and people will be like, oh, Trio's doing a giveaway. Let's get over to stream. But then they're only there for the giveaway. Well,
Right.
that's not what I'm about. Like what I'm about is the community. So,
Mm.
um, you know, first and foremost, being myself so that if people actually enjoy hanging out with me, like they will still come and hang out
Yeah.
is my hope,
Yeah.
um, and of course, streaming is such a tricky thing anyways because people who go into it brand new who are like, oh, I've seen these other people and all their viewers and stuff and I'm going to do that too. Well, you don't immediately get that same result.
Not
Like
at all.
um, I technically started streaming at the beginning of 2016. So I streamed then and like I said I had like um these communities I was already involved in.
Right.
And so some of those people had branched over and not all of them stuck around because I streamed for about 2 years and I took a like 4.5 year break and then
Oh,
came back to streaming. So a lot of people fell off, but then like some of the people I'd been in contact with even throughout that break, like Big Hippie, like he's one of the ones who's been
oh, we
around
love
since like
hippie.
2016. Um, and he just popped in because I was playing Dark Souls. So I played through Dark Souls. He was a fan of Dark Souls, popped up, and now we've got a friend,
Yeah.
and so um, the people who were there for me, stuck around and keep hanging out, and then as you go, hopefully more people are finding you who like you for you and keep hanging out, even when it is just a single player game. And I think the only other difference really is that like because even Guild Wars being a multiplayer game, you like you said earlier, you can still play it solo.
Yeah.
You don't have to play with others to enjoy the game or get through the game. You could do things solo. Um,
Absolutely. That's what
so
I did when I was playing. For the
yeah,
most part, when I was streaming it anyway, it was all solo because anybody that was playing this game either was still asleep, um, or was on the way to work because I play in the morning. So a lot of what I was
yeah,
doing
because
was
Lim's a
solo.
crazy person.
It gets me jazzed for the day.
That is good. That is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, then it comes down to just continuing to be yourself. And I think this doing the YouTube videos before doing Twitch helped some with the I don't have anyone to talk to, and but I still
Ooh.
have to come up with things to say.
Yeah.
Um, and so if something happens in game and you react to it, and just you have to treat the stream as if it were a video in the sense that you have to keep talking even if nobody is there interacting. Because if you're not saying anything and people come in to check out your channel and they're like, well, this person is just playing this game in silence.
Yeah.
Like why am I here? So if you're seeking people to find you and stick around for you, if you're not even interacting, doing anything to show who you are, they're not going to know what to stick around for. So
Absolutely.
whether it be single player, multiplayer, and just engage, like keep doing things for people to listen to and interact with and see where it goes.
Especially these days, because a lot of people, they work lurk, and they're looking for a voice to what I always I do it myself for body doubling. So like I'll have a stream on, and as I'm working, and I'll come in and I'll say hi, like I do this with Trio, and yeah, I know you don't see this on the other side, but I say hi so you know I'm there, and then so that you have someone you're talking to. You may already have plenty of other people to talk to, but my job is to say, hey, I'm here, and then that way the streamer knows, oh great, I'll just keep talking. Maybe I'll ask a question and maybe they will answer or not. But for me, selfishly, that is the body doubling piece where now I have a person, another human being that knows I exist. I should probably get my work done. So yeah, that's I love the fact that you have a guild that is open to just about anybody, right? And
yeah, I think the only stipulation I've ever given anybody was keep it family friendly.
Yeah.
So long as you keep it family friendly and you're kind, we're good.
Yeah. And I would suggest that if you are planning on trying Guild Wars 2 because of what you've heard here, you're just even looking at it, it is a free game, and not like Fortnite free, y'all. All right? Fortnite free is free to play, but I really want that skin. Right? You could actually earn amazing skins and armor and such just by playing the game, and it looks cool. It looks really cool. I remember I just got some basic stuff when I first started playing. I was like, oh, this is dope. And I put it on and it was all pretty. And I was like, let's go. But if you want to give it a try, I would, guys, just let Trio, let one of us know, and I encourage that. I also encourage you to take a lesson from what Trio is saying. And this is the one that I actually learned. We talked about earlier is if you're trying to get into streaming, if you're trying to just be a viewer on Twitch, don't be a character. Be yourself. You'll find your people. Our friend Sarah Placencia, Sweaty Bestie on Twitch. And she's sweaty because she's a workout coach, not as in just hardcore League of Legends. But she says, like attracts like.
Yep.
And you will find your people. Your people will find you. It might take a long time. It may take a very long time. I personally just found Cozy streaming last year. And I found my people.
And then I lost him to it.
No, you didn't. You didn't lose a brother. You gained a few other folks that are coming in.
Okay.
So
True.
I went out and did discipleship to others in the Cozy sphere and talked about Guild Wars 2. And I think you met one of them recently.
Oh yeah, I did.
Rich homie Evie popped in, and her and her husband are interested in playing some Guild Wars 2. So yeah, that's the discipleship thing. So if you had to give a brief history of yourself as a Guild Wars character, though. all right, and your stream journey, how would you? Okay. So, for those that don't know, and there might be a lot of you in Guild Wars, the free story is called My Story, and you're learn. This is where you learn a ton about your character's race and the history and the people that are involved and some of the history and everything that you need to know to really understand some of the things that are going to happen in the expansions. And it's all called My Story, and you basically write your story, the beginning of your story. How would you write your Twitch journey as a Guild Wars character?
Hmm.
That's a tough one.
That man. Yeah, you're making my brain think, and I didn't have time to prepare.
I
Panic.
Yeah.
Panic.
Again, I came up with that question on the spot, you guys. So you have to give her. We'll have to give her a moment.
Man. Okay, so as if it were like basically more to say in chapters per se.
Well, let's say like build your character. Like
okay.
Yeah, build your character. Like what profession and what are the and all that stuff and why. So like how would you do that?
Well, see, that's hard because in Guild Wars, I'm an engineer main.
Yes.
So I'm like, does that actually? I mean, maybe kind of, just because technology. I don't know.
Yeah, well, what's the one that does music, virtuoso type deal thing? Is that virtuoso? Is that a thing?
Oh well, yeah. So the mesmer is the
Yes.
base profession.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I see that myself.
Interesting.
Just
man, now I need elaboration.
Okay. The reason I see mesmer is because you have a lot of things going on. And sometimes I'm like, how is she keeping up with everything? There's like 8 of you apparently.
Sometimes I need 8 of me, actually.
So,
please, then maybe I can actually get other things done.
So for those of you that don't know, mesmer can create illusions, fighting illusions of themselves, and just the way that trio conducts herself, it's crazy. The focus on so many different planes, I don't understand it. It does not compute.
I'm not sure if we can say focus. My community refers to me often as distract trio. So I don't know if focus is the necessarily the
I
right
also
thing,
am comparing you to some of my other friends and me. So
so basically, Lim's like, I see myself and you in that. There's a bunch of I mean, no, honestly, that's probably fair. When I did take the break, there was multiple reasons for that. I'm not going to get into all of them, but like I had let other things in life slip that I needed to spend time focusing on. And in that time as well, I probably actually started becoming more involved with church. Not that I wasn't involved, but like more activities, like different things that I was helping out with doing. So like over the years, now I've like gotten involved with doing like graphic design and marketing and stuff for like a ladies event that we've hosted, and like changing bulletin boards out, and I this like whole time I've been teaching Bible class for kids. And so like I've had people joke that like I must live at the church building because like they see me up there like all the time. Like someone will stop by and be like, "You're here?" And I'm like, "Yes, yep, I'm here working on this thing." And so like in some ways I definitely feel that like being pulled a bunch of different ways. So I do need those illusions, those clones to take care of all those other stuff. And like then I could actually have a clone that can, watch everybody's streams, and maybe one that actually wakes up in time for Lim's streams because they're so early in the morning. So I mean, it could be handy to be a mesmer.
That's fantastic. Hey, Trio, why don't you tell everybody how they can find you, where they can where they can be part of your amazing community, play some Guild Wars, watch you do all kinds of Donkey Kong things and terrible,
I
terrible.
finished that one.
You finished it?
I finished Donkey Kong Bonanza. I did.
You were just playing it the
Lim's-
other day. I was like,
Lim's like, what?
you finished?
Yes, Tuesday I finished Bonanza. Thursday I finished Wind Waker. I'm on a roll. Just in time for Silk Song.
I was gonna say, and then you also play the bug fighter game that Gelfling also plays. What's it called?
Bug fighter game. Now I'm confused.
Well, no, you
Bug fighter.
Hollow Knight.
Oh, yeah. Hollow Knight. Yeah. Well, so to answer the first question, I suppose, of where to find me, as I said earlier, unfortunately and fortunately, you can look up ElTrio1 and find me on all kinds of things.
The number one.
Yes, ElTrio number one.
Yeah.
So, but the big place that I'm active is on Twitch. So if you go to twitch.tv/ElTrio1, you will find me there. I am live most weekdays. I usually don't stream Wednesdays just so I can try to get things done outside of streaming. And also then I have Bible class on Wednesday nights. So
yeah.
But yeah, and I play all kinds of things. So if you are interested in Guild Wars specifically, it's on my schedule as like a regular for Mondays, and then the rest of the week it just kind of depends on what things are, float my boat at the time. So like I said, we just wrapped up on Donkey Kong Bonanza and Wind Waker. I tried out, sampled a couple cozy games.
No,
I
you
would
didn't.
say. Yeah. Do you know of Tiny Bookshop?
Yes.
Yeah, I just played that the other day.
Oh,
that was adorable. And then I played a visual novel yesterday.
Oh, yes, you did. I was there for that.
Part of that was a little awkward, but it was mostly fine. But yeah, I play all kinds of games. It just kind of depends. So I've played Dark Souls. I grew up playing The Sims and Donkey Kong and Mario and things like that. So it just kind of depends. My community has noticed that I've been really into sim games recently. So there's Supermarket Simulator and like a TCG card shop simulator.
TCG, yes.
Yeah, all kinds of things like that. And then, like you said, I played Hollow Knight. Looking forward to Silk Song.
And that's a completely new Hollow Knight adventure type game?
Yeah, originally Silk Song was going to be like a DLC or something, but scope just expanded and they were like, let's make it its own thing. And then they were supposed to release a long time ago. Didn't happen. They were like, we got more work to do, and they finally were like 2 weeks. So
will there be crowd control?
Early September. Probably not initially. Also, I did play Hollow Knight with crowd control, but that was because I had previously played Hollow Knight without it.
Oh,
so I would probably want to play through Silk Song without crowd control before I ever start messing with crowd control for that.
Crowd control is where you get to mess with the streamer, and worth it. It will never be on my stream.
Lim's like, I know what you guys would do because I would do it, and I don't want to.
Oh, Trio, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me.
Love it, absolutely love it, guys. Go check out ElTrio. You can find me as Bad Gamer Elite, almost everywhere. And come by, hang out with us, and it's fantastic. It's a good time. People like Trio and you've met them. Pretty much everybody that's been on the show. So you guys,
I did remember one thing.
Oh yeah.
So I also, as we're talking about Guild Wars, I did fail to mention the people who make Guild Wars ArenaNet. Actually, a month ago, added me as a partner. So I am also an ArenaNet partner.
Do we get to say anything about it?
Yeah. So also, if you are interested in Guild Wars, if you go to my Twitch channel, you can put into chat !F2P. So free to play, but F2P, and it will pull up a link that you can use to support me. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it will support me if you use that link to start playing Guild Wars. And then also, if you wind up being like, oh, I really like this game, this is cool, I want to like give them some money and also help Trio out, you can also put an exclamation mark partner on my channel and it'll give you a link as well for that.
Do it. Do it. There's
I
no
appreciate
choices. Do it. Just do it. Oh,
Just
man.
do
Thanks for being here, everybody. Thanks for listening. And as they say, Trio, what were we talking about again?